us at this afternoon's Faculty of Arts graduation ceremony at the University of Auckland. Our official proceedings will begin very shortly. In a moment, your graduands will enter the auditorium and I'll invite you to stand. They will then be followed by their academics and the official party. As the official party enters, we invite you to join the singing of the traditional graduation song, Gaudeamus. Please then take your seats as the Chancellor takes his seat. If you're carrying a cell phone, please ensure it's either turned off or made silent. And you're very welcome to take photos, but please then move back to your seat immediately, and please don't stand in the aisles. At the end of the ceremony, the Chancellor will invite the gathering to sing God Defend New Zealand with your new graduates. Please then remain standing following the end of the anthem as the processions leave the auditorium. Once the last graduates have left, you'll be also invited to leave. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand.
tiki koe tiki atu I kukume mai ki te taha tū o te rā. Ka rere ngā roi mata o rātou ko mene atu ki te pō. Puta no te motu, puta no te ao. Ka rere ngā roi mata mo te tai. Kuia rongo nui, a meriberi. Takoto mai rā, e meriberi, I raro I te whāriki a hine nui te pō. E kore mātou e ware, ia koe. Moi mai, moi mai, moi mai te katoa. Rātou te hunga mate ke rātou, rātou te hunga ora ki a tātou. No reira, ko horehi e te whāriki, ki te ihi, ki te wehi, ki te mana, I rura I te marae o te rā. No reira, piki mai, kake mai, haere mai rā.
Please be seated. E ngā mana, e ngā reo, e ngā hoe whā. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Vice-Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor, Council members, special guests, staff, graduands, family and friends of graduands. As Chancellor of the University of Auckland, I extend a warm welcome to you all on behalf of Council members and staff of the University. In particular, I welcome our guest speaker, Mr. Simon Missett. I also acknowledge the recent passing of Dr. Marimari Penfold, who was a long-term member of the University of Auckland staff, a distinguished Māori scholar, and for many years, the kuia at our graduation ceremonies. This is a meeting of the Council of the University of Auckland for the purpose of conferring degrees and awarding diplomas. This week, we will be conferring and awarding more than 6,572 qualifications on some 6,478 students in person and in absentia. At this ceremony, 489 students will graduate in person and 84 students will graduate in absentia. I will be assisted by Mr. Peter Kiley, Pro-Chancellor. This is a happy and memorable occasion for you, the graduands, as well as your families and friends who have supported you during your studies. We congratulate you all. Equally, your achievement brings pleasure and satisfaction to the academic and professional staff of the university who have played their part in your success. Capping is a time for celebration. The graduation procession today brought academic flavour and colour to the streets of Auckland. And in this ceremony, you'll experience the pomp and tradition befitting your well-deserved day of celebration. Over a period of 130 years, the University of Auckland has become a comprehensive, research-led university with a strong international reputation. Today, there are more than 40,000 students and 5,000 staff. Moreover, we are New Zealand's largest research organisation, with 1/3 of the country's externally rated world-class researchers. Within New Zealand, only our university is ranked within the top 1% of the world's universities. We also have a strong commitment to Māori education. Of all the Māori degree graduates in New Zealand each year, 25% come from just one institution, the University of Auckland. For Pacifica students, the number is more like 40%. The quality and international reputation of a university are fundamentally driven by the achievement of its people, and last year was an exceptional one for our academic staff, who won almost every form of recognition available to them in New Zealand. In July, Professor Alison Jones and Associate Professors Brian E. James and Cather Simpson won National Tertiary Teaching Excellence Awards for sustained excellence in tertiary teaching. These awards mean that for the 11 of the last 12 years, our teachers have been recognised as among the very best in the country. In November, Engineers Distinguished Emeritus Professor John Boys and Professor Grant Kovic won the Supreme Award at the Prime Minister's Science Prizes Awards for their work on inductive power transfer. Dr. Ben O'Brien from the Auckland Bioengineering Institute won the MacDiarmid Emerging Scientist Prize for his groundbreaking work on artificial muscles. And Dr. Susie Wiles from Molecular Medicine and Pathology won the Science Media Communication Prize. Our staff also excelled at the 2013 Royal Society of New Zealand Awards, winning 4 major medals. The most notable was Distinguished Professor Dame Anne Salmon from Māori Studies, winning the Society's highest honour, the Rutherford Medal. This was awarded for her eminent work on Māori social structures and interactions within the European world, and on European exploration in the Pacific. She was also named Kiwi Bank New Zealander of the Year for 2013. These achievements reflect the outstanding quality, not only of our academic staff, but also of the students who work with them and the many professional staff who support them. A key part of our challenge for the future, and one that is clearly reflected in our strategic plan, is to continue to invest in a community of accomplished staff and students. An important element of that investment is ensuring that our teaching facilities are of the highest quality. To this end, the Council completed in 2013 the purchase of the former Lion Breweries site in Newmarket as the basis for a new campus which will be integrated with the existing City and Grafton campuses. At Newmarket, work is well underway on construction of the engineering research laboratories. These buildings represent an investment of approximately $88 million to support our engineering research and postgraduate teaching for the benefit of all New Zealand. We will occupy the first of the new facilities in July this year. Work has also begun on the new Science Tower on the corner of Wellesley and Simon Streets. This major investment of more than $300 million. It will allow us to upgrade science teaching and research and integrate the School of Psychology and the School of Environment into the main science precinct. This will in turn free up the Human Sciences building for refurbishment as the Centre of the Arts faculty. Constant innovation is the cornerstone of a university such as ours. Innovative teaching and research is vital for a long-term, sustainable economic growth of our country and social cohesion of our nation. This has never been more so than in the testing times we face in the wake of the global recession, the Christchurch earthquakes, and the yet-to-be-defined effects of global warming. Universities equip graduates like you, not simply for the jobs of today, but for future careers not yet imagined in an ever-changing world. So as you graduate today, please reflect on the ongoing learning opportunities and consider the wide range of postgraduate options available to you at this university. Reflect on the changes in technology you have experienced in your lifetime. And remember that most of the technology you will use in your future work and career has yet to be developed or commercialised. I ask you to do this because we can never rest on our laurels, especially in a challenging and ever-changing world. Whatever path you follow as you go out into the world, I urge you as the alumni of New Zealand's leading university to never forget your alma mater, your university. We rely on our graduates for support, moral, political and financial. Funding constraints are a perennial problem for New Zealand universities, who are being asked to do more and more with less and less each year. In fact, in these times, we should be spending more on universities, not less. But don't worry, we will be in touch with you when the time comes, and when we do, please lend us your support. But that is enough of the substantial issues facing us all as members of a 21st century university with high aspirations. Today is your day, with the focus firmly on your achievement. At this ceremony, we honour your success along with the support of your family, whānau, and others who have sustained you through your studies. I congratulate you and trust that you will long cherish the memories of your graduation today. Our speaker this afternoon is seasoned broadcasting journalist Simon Merced, who is also an alumnus of the University of Auckland, having gained a Bachelor of Arts in Political Studies and History in 1981. Simon has been a journalist for about 30 years, beginning his career with Radio New Zealand in 1983 and working in radio and television journalism for 4 different public service broadcasters in New Zealand, Australia, Canada and Britain. His most recent role has been as the co-presenter of Radio New Zealand National's morning report program, rated New Zealand's highest rating breakfast show, and he is about to move to his own afternoon show with the same station. Simon is well known to television viewers, following 8 years as an investigative journalist for Television New Zealand's current affairs show Fair Go, and he worked with the highly rated current affairs program Sunday before that. In his earlier experience, he worked as a reporter for Radio New Zealand News, a producer and reporter for The Home Show, and a producer for BBC World Television in London. Welcome back to the university, Simon. We look forward to hearing more about you and your most interesting career.
Thank you. Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of Council, members of the university, graduands and friends. I can feel a lot of pride in this room today, not just from here, but from up there, from mothers and fathers who are sharing this moment with you. And if such a thing were possible, there would doubtless be others from earlier generations of your family who would take great pleasure to see you here today. And in that light, I have a short little story for you, mine. My great-grandfather was called Ivan, or Ivan. He lived in the village of Podgora on the Dalmatian coast of what is now Croatia. He was the village blacksmith. I'm told he was one of the few in the village who could read. Apparently this bestowed upon him quite a degree of mana because he could tell the other villagers what was in the local newspaper. He also had debts, though. He had many daughters, many weddings and dowries to pay for. So a lot fell on the shoulders of his first son. He was the 9th child born. He was my grandfather, Shimon. Shimon's the Croatian way of saying Simon. Shimon also learnt to read and write, and at a young age he helped in his father's blacksmith shop. But the debts weren't reducing, and Shimon wanted to do what many other Dalmatian youngsters did: head overseas, find a job, and send money back to clear the family debt. Many had come to New Zealand, and that's what Shimon did. He took 2 months to sail here. He arrived in December 1906. He was 15. He didn't speak any English. He followed a well-worn trail, the Dalmatian Trail, up to Northland to dig for kauri gum. There was a big trade in it, money to be made. The work was hard. He did try other work. He went south to Waikato. Among other things, he dug ditches and he drained swamps. He never went to school, but he picked up the English language. Eventually, he settled in Taumarunui and ran a small business there, a cafe near the railway station. An arranged marriage brought Antitsa from Podgora to Taumarunui, my grandmother. They had 4 children, 3 daughters and a son. Now, in those days, males were much favoured in the family structure, and while all the children went to primary school, only one, the son, was encouraged to do something no one else in the family had done before, and that was to go to university. That son was Ivan, my father. There's a trend here, Ivan Simon in the family. You probably picked that up. He came to this university to study architecture, and he had a long career and practiced practically full-time right through into his 80s. And some of you may have spent some time working in buildings he designed here at this university. The Recreation Centre, the Arts and Commerce Complex, the new University Marae, the Whale Pacifica. And if you've wandered around Te Papa, our National Museum in Wellington, you'll have walked through a building where he was the lead architect. Tertiary education opened my father's mind to a world far removed from that of a village blacksmith of only 2 generations before. With a very harsh segue, I bring myself into this story now. My father was a designer and I've been a reporter. In September 1995, Mount Ruapehu erupted. It was a Saturday afternoon and I was on weekend duty as a reporter here in the Auckland newsroom at TVNZ. A cameraman and I were immediately dispatched down to Ruapehu to get to the volcano and get there as soon as possible. It was too dark to do much filming by the time we got there that afternoon, but we formulated a plan to get up there the next morning. We had a helicopter, and the seismologists who wanted to go up to the crater, well, there were too many of them to fit into their one helicopter. So we did a deal, and we said, one of you guys come with us if we can land and film you doing your work on the crater, which is what we did. So that Sunday morning, my cameraman and I were standing on the summit. It was smothered in grey ash, like the icing on top of a cake. The ash eruptions had stopped overnight. There was just white steam billowing from the crater. You couldn't hear anything but the wind whistling in your ears. The helicopter pilot landed a few hundred meters away from the crater, and he stayed inside his craft. Now, we did some filming for 20 or 30 minutes, interviewed the seismologists, then went back up to the crater to do one last piece of filming, and then an ash eruption started. My heart leapt. I was scared, but also excited. This is what all television news reporters dreamed of, being somewhere exciting when something was happening right in front of you. If you could picture the scene, if I was standing on Mount Ruapehu right now and the cameraman was standing right there, you know those big cameras, you put them on their shoulder like that, and way behind him was the helicopter, and maybe 70 or 80 meters over this way was the crater. Black ash was slowly rolling over the lip and slowly coming towards us. I tried very hard to maintain my composure, but probably failed. But you can imagine this is a very exciting moment. So I was looking at the cameraman, talking about the unpredictability of standing on a volcano and glancing over my shoulder at the same time and looking back at the cameraman and glancing over at my shoulder and looking back, and he was sprinting back to the helicopter. I don't recall him saying anything. I took off after him. I won't name my cameraman, but he did do two very clever things. First thing was he didn't turn off his camera, and as he ran, he had the lens pointing behind him. So he recorded me running after him, leaping and dragging myself through the snow. Now, that is without doubt the most vivid experience of my television news reporting career. And for some years, the film of that little incident was played in an exhibition about New Zealand's volcanic activity. And that exhibition was at Te Papa, where my father was the lead architect. You see, I tied this all up eventually. It took me a while, but I got there. So I hope that you scale whatever heights you are aiming for. I'm sure achieving a tertiary education and a qualification will help you get there. It might even reconnect you with your family in an unexpected way. It will almost certainly help you to look at the world with a questioning mind, something we can never have enough of. And do take a moment to think about what this means for your family. They may have made sacrifices to help you along the way. Parents always wish for a better life for their children. So congratulations, and may what you do from here be good for you and your family and your community. Thank you.
Thank you, Simon, for a most interesting and insightful address. Can you all join with me in thanking Simon again for that address? This is a meeting of Council and Convocation of the University, at which the Pro-Chancellor, Peter Kiley, and I will be conferring degrees and awarding diplomas. I invite the Pro-Chancellor to award the diplomas and confer the degrees in the first half of the ceremony.
By the authority vested in me by resolution of the University of Auckland Council, I, Peter Kiley, Pro-Chancellor, confer the degrees and award the diplomas stated upon those who, within the faculty, have satisfied the requirements of this university.
I call upon the head of the School of Humanities, Associate Professor Campbell, to present graduands in the Faculty of Arts.
Pro-Chancellor, as head of the School of Humanities, I have the honour of presenting to you the students qualified for the award of a diploma or conferment of a degree in the Faculty of Arts. Graduate Diploma in Arts, Sofia Dublinsky-Oblonsky. Ashley Sarah Gillen. Lakna Haimani Jayasinghe. Elizabeth Yvonne Jerkovich. Eileen Karen Joy. Wen Bin Kong. Vaisima Evangelio Langi. Russell Frederick McElroy. Helen Maria Savage. Graduate Diploma in Theology, Paula Felicity Simpson. To the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Felix Waihon Ip. Palmer Lewis Jackson. Danny Frederick Jacobson. Callan Elisa Jaffa. Bronwyn Elizabeth James. Pia Seong Jong. Seyhan Francis Jayatilaka. Purdy Ann Jenkins. Peter Jungchi Jung. Cameron William Thomas Johnson. Emma Charlotte Johnston. Kelly Alako Johnston. Bridget Rowanna Joel. Misha Kim Ann Joseph. Grace Jari Ju. Una June. Stephanie Marie Diane Kahi. Taniello Camillo. Hee-Won Kong. Senior Scholar in Arts, Adrian Christopher Katz. Zan Zarius Manatau Kavisi. Eden Ophelia Violet May Kawana Renwick. Julia Marie Keenan. Brent Stewart Kennedy. Hilary Angela Joy Kentopichi. Miri Kum. Heather Mary Keys. Ji Won Kim. Ha Dae Kim. Hyung Eun Kim. Senior Scholar in Arts, Jai Yi King. Min Jong Kim. Sa Ryong Kim. Shin Woo Kim. So Mung Kim. Ye Jin Kim. Young Ju Kim. Courtney Rose King. Hayley Eleanor Kerwin. Holly Ann Kuninger. Liam Ramsey Tuivy Kokauwa. Eben John Benmore Chrysanthemum Totten. Varsha Anjali Kumar. Hanny Kwon. Jun Hyun Kwon. Catherine Elizabeth Bostock Lang. Matthew Donald Lane. Lin T. Tyler. Bobby Lee. Sissy Virginia Lee. Ji Yon Lee. Ji K. Lee. Stanley Sungjae Lee. Olivia Faith Leonard. Nora Faye Leota. Zui Yin Zoe Leung. Rebecca Louise Leyland. Jin Min Lee. Beatrice Wan Ting Lo. Margaret Juting Lo. Jacob Lawrence Elliott Love. Jar Jing Lu. Riven Main Lunchevich. Gabriel Louise Lewis Lunty. Selena Lee. Joseph Solomon Lynch. Yingshu Liu. Rebecca Mary Mackenzie. Shermay Mangalongo. Tegan Jade Mahi. Taulua Leotongi Makaea. Kendall Jordan Makea. Jericho Lorano Malabonga. Evelyn Diane Malone. Deborah Ann Siata Mann. Francis Easter Mannion. Rogina Kiosina Mano. Kala Opatina Kalala Mana O Te. Tamara Markovic. Sierra Catherine Marriott. Cameron Johnny Patrick Matamoa. Siobhan Kate Matheson. Sophia Peter Lucia Mazzoni Olisov. Thomas Angus Oakes McClory. Tyrone Santok Mario McCoy. Amy Elizabeth McDonald. Liam James McDonald. Martha Corey McDonald. Nathan James McAvoy. Susanna Gwendoline Florina Faye McEwen. Jared McGrath. Caitlin Jane McHugh. Kim McIver. Michelle Patricia McKenna. Michael Thomas McKinley. Henry Peter McLaughlin. Caitlin Louise McLeod. Alexandra Sarah McNeil. Alana Lee Kiddle McNeil. Akanksha Mehra. Emma Jane Mello Sandford. Megan Meyer. Jessie Susan Micah. Alice Courtney Michael. Claire Louisa Miller. Sophie Janine Hayward Miller. Jessica Lee Mills. Regan Richard Robert Monaghan. Chloe Ella Moore. Kaylis Harivaden Morrill. Dana Lee Morrison. Charlotte Rachel Thea Moss. Lyrikaya and Michaela Murray. Sean Clifford Murray. William Mulligan Gudgeon Murray. Verda Naeem. Juanita Taafili Nanai. Shamila Zainab Nasseri. Candice Nordir. Allah Habib Hassan Jassim Nima. Alice Victoria Nelson. Julia Lauren Neville. Wing Yan Rebecca Ng. Tiffany Adrian Nan. Ryan Edward Allen Nawaka. Samuel Howard Norton. Nicola June Oberlin Brown. Liam Jared O'Donoghue. Suk Hoon O. Samuel Terran O'Kerry. Amanda Lee Yen O'Neill. Emma Amy O'Neill. Michelle Georgia Orr. Nicole Isabel Owen. Jessica Saniana Woolley Owens. Colette Maria Palmer. Jessica Kate Palmer. Tane Simao Pamamatau Marquez. Pang Shak Ting. Michael Evangelos Papadopoulos. Jai Sung Park. Suji Park. Jonathan Richard Parkins. Temukisa Chantel Pasesi. Tony Falupalinga George Patolo. And Belingi Rosaliana Patatawe. Emma Marie Paz. Jordan Gabriel Nottingham Pearce. Rebecca Carol Pennyfather. Caitlin Marie Penty. Emma Carol Penty. Kerry Louise O'Hara Pepper. Caitlin Morgan Perkins. Hamish Murdo John Perry McLeod. Carol Paseta. Rachel Amelia Violet Pettit. Catherine Jean Louise Filson. Megan Frances Pilbrow. Narissa Pillay. Carissa Karen Pym. Celie Moretta Pitta. Cameron Tyler Pitney. Kanokwan Piusa. Sandra Pokrell. Epi Francisca Polamalu. Yvonne Vaota Polico. Fiona Poole. Ellie Ruth Porter. Jonathan Michael Potton. Bethan Powell. Laura May Powell. Ashley Shalini Prakash. Georgia Sarah Preston Jones. Lung Ge Chien. Heidi Chu. Amanda Son Tim Kwong. Renil Rama. David Ruari Ramage. Nikki Manin Ramia. Sophie Mary Rose Rovlich. Siobhan Reddy. Catherine Isabel Hartgill Rees. Georgia Lee Reid. Ella Tabitha Riley. Alice Catherine Rich. William Harrison Thorpe Riley. Jenna Muriel Roke Barefoot. Nicholas Grant Robertson. Gabriel Henderson Stewart Rodriguez. Ruby McGill Roebuck. Eden Sienna Rogers. Zoe Elizabeth Cooper Rogers. Amber Louise Rowe. Carol Catherine Rouse. Amelia Rose Rubin. Sarah Jean Sangster. Etsuko Sato. Gabriel Rose Saunders. Charisse Amara Scanlon. Marcus Philippe Sharpfeld. Samantha Christine Maria Fatima Schmorkel. Robert William Scott. Georgina Elizabeth Schooler. Yuki Seko. Sasha Sanjana Sen. Bezere Sequeiros Lihon. Liam Matthew Swain Suhoy. Hannah Jane Shelton Agar. Kate Shelton Agar. Leonate Ole Tuitonga Siosi. James Bryce Condell Simmons. Courtney Fawn Sims. Hui Ching Situ. Jessica Wingyi Xu. Katana Scantha. Chloe Vanessa Smith. Emma Page Smith. Mary Ann Philippa Smith. Sia Margarita Solia. Stella Louise Shoshong Starb. Jessica Kate Stansfield. Maria Stepanova. Nicholas Jeffrey John Stevenson. Natasha Isabella Stevens. Carol Ann Stevenson. Bailey Margaret Stewart. Troy Kevin Stewart. Stephen Stale. Selena Ioka Storchenegger. Michael Rita Loimata Jane Laisi Torfau Stowers-Wa. Inga Strauss. Denise Alitazi Tupatuzi Su'a. Edmund Marin Luke Sumich. Jennifer Marie Christine Swaysland.
Thank you, Pro-Chancellor, for conferring the degrees and awarding the diplomas in the first half of this ceremony. One of the great pleasures of graduation is the opportunity to hear performances by students from our acclaimed School of Music. Kento Isomura on piano will now perform Tom and Jerry by Hiromi. Thank you, Kento, for that stunning performance. Would you please join with me in thanking Kento once again? By the authority vested in me by resolution of the University of Auckland Council, I, Ian Parton, Chancellor, award the diplomas and confer the degrees stated upon those who, within the Faculty of Arts, have satisfied the requirements of this university. I call upon the Dean of the Faculty of Arts, Professor Robert Greenberg, to present further graduands in that faculty.
To the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Apenti Eruera Tamanui Franson. Valerie Levalasi Tamatimu. Carlina Tangaire. Alexander Ross Taunt. Jialing Tao. Luke Francis Max Scott Taylor. Dina Kavauhi Tea Henyu. Samantha Ann Teo Chang. Mele Vaimoana Ofa Tevi. Rose Shirley Thexton. Lloyd James Thomason. Yang Tung Ting. Travis Moses Tomasoa. Daniel Terry Tomlin. Hien Di Mintran. Isabel Tregowith. Catherine Miriam Trenberth. Samantha Truder. Easter Tuilani. Martha Teuteu Reitu Tuinu Kuafe. Kelela Tuitavake. Emma Louise Turner. Robin Charlotte Turner. Holly Nirvana Turner Smith. Sinead Lavinia Emma Upton. Benedict Isaiah Alvis Uy. Christina Vaca. Sean Lorraine Van Asbeck. Sophie Helen van der Linden. Edward Paul van Hecking Collenbrander. Fatani Tavake Veikune. Matthew Rohan Vela. Sarah Mary Venton. Gina Vergotini. Amy Joy Tanton Vo. Alice Walker. Francesca Louise Walsh. Hong Rui Wang. Shijia Wang. Marin Kohi Ward. Christopher Allen John Waterman. Jane Catherine Weber. Monique Anna Maria Weimars. Jacqueline Tennille Westerland. Jessie Palani Kristen Westerland. Kiri Teresa West McGruer. Michelle Lisa Whitford. Senior Scholar Arts John Eric Wilcox. Ava Lourdes Williams. Declan Leonard Williams. Lorenzo Gerard Williams. Natasha Louise Williams. Stephanie Marie Wilson. Tanya Kirsten Jane Wilson. Hannah Josephine Witherspoon. Bridie Harriet Witten. Kirsten Olympia Sishin Wong. Samuel John Kake-san Wong. Wong Wei Sheng. Judith Agnes Wood. Holly Page Woodall. Georgia Victoria Woodhouse. I'm sorry. Hannah Elizabeth Wright. Julia Young. I'm sorry, Young. Shaoxi Yang. ZYU. Ashley Nicole Young. Ina Clarice Cruz Yu. Song Zhang. Qin Zhang. Yellow Zhang. Bailey Sasha Velpe Ziegler. Elena Alexandra Zubilevich. I now call upon Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Arts, Professor Gillian Brock, to present further graduates.
To the degree of Bachelor of Theology, Ioane Ioane. Tiano Pon Ui. To the degree of Bachelor of Arts Conjoint, Demi Tang Zhang and a Bachelor of Science. James Michael Escobar and a Bachelor of Commerce. Karen Aidan Ledge Affinity and a Bachelor of Science. Sunny Fun and a Bachelor of Commerce. Laura Ann Hemingway and a Bachelor of Laws. Christopher James Hook and a Bachelor of Science. Meredith Andrea Laurie and a Bachelor of Science. Manam Lee and a Bachelor of Science. Anna Gabrielle Mangabat and a Bachelor of Commerce. Elliot James Mawson and a Bachelor of Commerce. Matthew William Mudford and a Bachelor of Commerce. J.D. Katerina Karine Nodder and a Bachelor of Commerce. Scott Thomas Peterson and a Bachelor of Commerce. Mark George Reinhardt and a Bachelor of Commerce. Natasha Ruth Thompson and a Bachelor of Music. Wan Yi Winnie Tong and a Bachelor of Commerce. Charlotte Johanna Vandermeer and a Bachelor of Science. Daniel Wan and a Bachelor of Fine Arts. Postgraduate Diploma in Theology with Merit. Gillian Ann Reed in Practical Theology. Postgraduate Diploma in Theology. Vinnie Afitoto Lale Peteru in Practical Theology. Julian Margaret Pura in Biblical Studies. Postgraduate Diploma in Translation Studies with Distinction, Benjamin Luca Shaw. Postgraduate Diploma in Translation Studies with Merit, Kaori Hinomoto. Yi Liang. Jung Sun. Postgraduate Diploma in Translation Studies, Teng He. Wang Changjing. To the degree of Bachelor of Arts Honours with First Class Honours, Lydia Marguerite Bashford in Ancient History. Jessica Bunn in Museums and Cultural Heritage. Rhiannon Jessica Coe in Criminology. University Graduate Scholar Bronwyn Carol Chapman in German. Anna Christine Chilcott in Ancient History. Willem Edward Church in Anthropology. Tessa Caroline Clark in French. Benjamin Cody Doyle in Art History. Faculty Graduate Scholar Elizabeth Andrea Elter in Ancient History. Rachel Elizabeth Fleming in Development Studies. Victoria Holly Foster in Political Studies. Nicole Marie Foster in Psychology. Elise Jane Franklin in Political Studies. Hanako Fujii in Art History. Anna Louise Gilderdale in History. Rosa Gube in Art History. Morgan Hardigan in Psychology. University graduate scholar Annalise Rose Higgins in history. Yanshu Huang in psychology. Hannah Rebecca Johansson in European Studies. Lynette Wendy Kingsbury in education. Daniel Jean Luthwaite in development studies. Jennifer Y. Liu in psychology. Jill Lyons in French. Renisa Viraj Maki in art history. Erica Bell March in psychology. Callum John Macmillan in development studies. Fiona Louise Melrose in English. Sophie Ann Miller in anthropology. Catherine Louise Ovenden in anthropology. Faculty graduate scholar Lorenz Gabriel Francesco Perschel in English. Alexander Barclay Prenter in ancient history and a Bachelor of Arts. Louise Kathleen Renwick in European Studies. Aaron James Rhodes Schroeder in ancient history. Nina Madeline Rikonen in linguistics. University graduate scholar Hamish Nelson Russell in philosophy. Scott Alexander Russell in political studies. Okay, thank you. Moya Margaret Smith in French. Ty Anthony Smith in ancient history. Deirdre Masaeli Stanley in history. Rachel Elizabeth Stevenson in psychology. Honor Alexandra Stewart in development studies. Rebecca Stirrup in English. Anne Josephine Summerfield in education. Cameron George Edward Sumter in political studies and a Bachelor of Arts. Nicola Claire Verdon in museums and cultural heritage. Celia Walmsley in English. Hannah Christine Wilson in political studies. To the degree of Bachelor of Arts honours with second-class honours First Division, Caitlin Elizabeth Anderson in anthropology. Catalina Arroyo Yono in art history. Maureen Claudie Lillian Burke in drama. Sophie Elizabeth Cameron in criminology. Ben Patrick Curtis in history. Anna Maria Engelbrecht in development studies. Andrea Claire Ewan in criminology. Nelson Charles Funari Roche in history. Matthew James Alexander Graham in history. Rebecca Jane Hill in German and a Bachelor of Arts. Anna Rose Hiri Mesent in history. Juk Young Park in Asian Studies. Mary Nicole Penman in ancient history. Chen Sung in film, television, and media studies. Catherine Chris Mendoza Torres in ancient history. Lydia May Warren in English. To the degree of Bachelor of Arts Honours with Second Class Honours, Second Division, Melaane Lupe Akaola in Criminology. David James Michael Ansis in Criminology. Soline Hack in Geography. Hilary Gay Johnson in English and a Bachelor of Arts. Shweta Mayuri Ryan in English. Stella Theo in English and a Bachelor of Arts. Andrew Lawrence Spencer in Philosophy. Evan Chiang Yu Sito in Political Studies. Sharon Zanalpuas Tuiti in Anthropology. Yao Yu in Political Studies. To the degree of Bachelor of Theology Honours with First Class Honours, University Graduate Scholar Mike Oliver Meyer in Biblical Studies. To the degree of Master of Arts with First Class Honours, Ryan Earl Bagatis in History. Rachel Claire Collier in Language Teaching and Learning. Okay. James Sean Rehana David in History. Michaela Jane Fairweather in Art History. Rachel Ann Filiatua in Development Studies. Wang Xia Fu in Applied Linguistics. Chloe Rebecca Green in English. Lisa Beth Harris in Psychology. Jessica Shan Jones in Art History. Jane Coots Nielsen in Political Studies and a Bachelor of Arts Honours with First Class Honours in Political Studies. Neo Han in Screen Production. Juliet Christelle Perano in Sociology. Natasha Phillips in Anthropology. Media Rangi in Sociology. Azim Alexander Shia in Political Studies. Hugh Newick Springford in Philosophy. Maria Fleur-de-Lis Tanya in Political Studies. University Graduate Scholar Benny Peyton Wolfgram in Psychology. To the degree of Master of Arts with Second Class Honours First Division, Z. Queen Lim in Film, Television and Media Studies and a Bachelor of Arts Honours with Second Class Honours First Division in Film, Television and Media Studies. To the degree of Master of Arts with Second Class Honours Second Division, Caroline Siu Yuan Huang in Political Studies. Julian Leonardi in Education. Yingxi Liu in Film, Television and Media Studies. Pamela Rowe in Anthropology. Natasha Zororo Mayona Taneka in Political Studies. Esther Hannah Young in Political Studies. To the degree of Master of Arts, Jonathan Charles Williams in Political Studies. To the degree of Master of Professional Studies with First Class Honours, Caitlin Amy Florence Sisley in International Relations and Human Rights. To the degree of Master of Professional Studies with Second Class Honours First Division, Julia Bischoff in International Relations and Human Rights. to the degree of Master of Professional Studies with Second Class Honours, Second Division, Muhammad Alamgir Khan Afridi in International Relations and Human Rights. To the degree of Master of Professional Studies. I don't think Hannah's here. Yeah, I think she's not here. She's not here. She's not here. She's not here. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm done.
I now call upon the Vice-Chancellor to present the doctoral graduands.
Chancellor, I have the honour of presenting to you the doctoral graduands. To the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Bertalan Zoltan Magyar in Sociology. Bert formulated a model of the undergraduate student experience and explored the complex ways in which it is affected by different types of social background characteristics. Iseta Kabu Robo Matiaviti Tulavu in Pacific Studies. Iseta examined the relationship between Indigenous epistemology, sense of place, historical memory and identity formation of the Solomon Islanders in Fiji. Te Opera Porutu Keith McDowell in History, University Doctoral Scholar. Te Opera researched the history of Māori parliamentary representation and community engagement from the establishment of the Māori seats in 1867 up to the 2008 general election. His thesis refuted the long-standing assumption that the early cohorts of Māori MPs were ineffective parliamentary representatives and offered a fresh view of Matiu Rata's Mano Matahaki movement and the subsequent emergence of the Māori Party. Alistair William Rees in Theology, University Doctoral Scholar. Alistair examined how European New Zealanders might satisfy their identity needs without perpetuating the traits of colonialism. He proposed that the Treaty of Waitangi provides a reconciled identity status for Pākehā and a covenantal relationship with Māori based on an ethic of mutual honouring. So Noah Sila in Theology. So Noah's thesis is the first historical account of the founding of the Methodist Church of Samoa in New Zealand. It analysed the way in which the structure and theology of the church have evolved, and in doing so, it examined the extent to which the aspirations of these three generations diverge and how the church's pastoral strategy might address these generational differences. So Noah. Nicholas Mark Taiwa in History, University Graduate Scholar. Nick investigated responses to cancer in late 19th and earlier 20th century New Zealand and established the importance of adopting a layered approach highlighting connections between various interest groups, the medical profession, alternative practitioners, the public and the government. In particular, he challenged models of history that understated the importance of popular understandings of disease and of alternative medicine. Richard Domingo Dean Viskovich in English, University Doctoral Scholar. Richard investigated how the science fiction writer Philip K. Dick, who styled himself a fictionalising philosopher, interrogates reality in his works. Richard. And in absentia, all those other persons named in the official record qualified for the conferment of a degree or the award of a diploma in the Faculty of Arts.
Teaching Excellence Awards. The University places considerable significance on excellence in teaching. It recognises this by making awards each year to teachers who have demonstrated excellence in aspects of teaching. These awards are contestable across the University and signify a truly superior achievement. An award for sustained excellence in teaching has been made to Dr. Deborah Walker-Morrison in the School of European Languages and Literatures within the Faculty of Arts. I call upon a student of that faculty, Catherine Way, to read the citation for Dr. Walker-Morrison.
It is with great pleasure that I am able to speak about the teaching excellence Dr. Deborah Walker-Morrison exudes. Having had the privilege of taking two of Deborah's courses, French Language and Culture in Film and Literature, and French Cinema since the New Wave, I can say with the utmost certainty that Deborah is truly a lecturer in her own league. The depth of Deborah's knowledge and passion for what she teaches is formidable. It is evident in every course that each film and each text have been meticulously handpicked to reflect a plethora of thought-provoking themes. It is impossible to praise Deborah's teaching without mentioning her tendency to shock. Deborah never strips works of their originality and provokes, in the most beneficial way, all her students to confront often difficult concepts and issues. Deborah incorporates the use of videos, overheads, PowerPoints, handouts, and pre-recorded lectures in both French and English seamlessly into all courses. On a personal level, given my often haphazard timetable resulting from law and a double language major in arts, a particular facet that helped my learning enormously was Deborah's forward thinking. The first week of any course usually consists of administration. But Deborah delves straight into the contents, having made all explanatory material available online for access in our own time. It's details like these that make Deborah a generously thoughtful lecturer who maximizes the productivity of her students. Teaching is defined as imparting knowledge to or instructing someone as to how to do something. Deborah offers her students the opportunity to take away their own distinct observations by balancing the line between instruction and freedom of thought and discovery. As Jules Renard stated, "La vérité vaut bien qu'en passe quelques années sans la trouver." In English, this roughly translates to, "Truth is more valuable if it takes you a few years to find it." Such an approach compels students to produce work that is both insightful and astute. It is this ethos that resonates most with me and makes it a real honor to acknowledge Deborah as a worthy recipient of this Teaching Excellence Award.
We are now nearing the end of the formal part of this celebration. On behalf of the University, I invite all today's graduates to stand and receive the congratulations of us all. And while you're all standing, it would be a really good time for the graduates to show their appreciation of their families and supporters and the staff of the university who have helped them as they achieved their qualifications. This concludes this meeting of Council and Convocation of the University for the conferment of degrees and the award of diplomas. I now invite you to sing the first verse of God Defend New Zealand in Māori, then in English. The words are printed on the reverse of the programme.